everybody. Joining me now in our Trajectory on Location studio here in Orlando is someone you'll all surely recognize. I'm here with Sue Gordon, Deputy Director of NGA, and we're honored to have her sit down with us today. Hi, Sue. We're so glad to have you.
Thanks. Glad to be here.
Thanks. So you're the Deputy Director at NGA. What exactly does a deputy do?
What popped into my head is, what doesn't a deputy do? I played a lot of sports. One of the things that I always thought is the greatest role on any team is the assistant coach, right? They have the responsibility to understand what the coaches, in this case Robert's vision is, and be able to translate that effectively into a set of actions. When I started, the responsibility I mostly had was in technical areas, eyesight, GEOINT services, acquisition, industry partnership, all in vital elements of what we need to do in order to advance our mission so that we are able to respond to the challenges of the day. What I would say today, because we've made so much progress in those areas, in the things that we're doing, now my real focus is to make sure that those things turn into the outcomes that we need. Because the only reason for doing any of those activities is if we're better at our job for the nation, for the warfighter, for the policymaker. And so while those things are foundational that I've been focused on, they aren't enough. It is only if those things deliver. So once you get into the soup of building things, what you really have to do is make sure is that you're doing something effective. And so that's where I spend most of my time right now, is to make sure that the things we're doing are going to deliver against the vision that we've set and provide the mission that we demand.
That sounds like a big job.
You know, I can do it in half days.
Now you're leading the charge for NGA's Agile Acquisition emphasis. Can you explain what that is exactly and what you've done so far?
So if you were to ask me what the greatest threat to NGA is, it's time, right? This is a big old goofy world. It moves fast. Technology is changing, the issues are changing, our partners are changing. And so if you want to be effective in this space, particularly in our field where there is so much going on in the private sector that helps geospatial intelligence, you've got to be able to reach it quickly, effectively, surely, and not just identify it, but bringing it in. So what we've done is really focused on that transition. Lots of people know what's available. It's how do I identify what's going to make a difference and then develop an architecture that allow us to bring it in smoothly. So when you think about Agile acquisition, it is that whole end-to-end process. How do I know what I want and be able to articulate it so surely that our partners can say, oh, that's what they're trying to do, I have something to offer. How do you give them an environment where they can demonstrate their wares and we can evaluate its utility? How do we change our architecture so that it allows us to drop in more capabilities rather than have to build independent systems? And then finally, how do we govern ourselves so that our bureaucracy and our processes work at the speed that we could bring those capabilities in?
Ah, excellent. That makes sense. NGA has announced an initiative called NGA Outpost Valley, and it's your efforts to engage more effectively with Silicon Valley, right? And can you tell me about what you hope to accomplish?
We need to go where the data, the people, the technologies, and the issues are. And we need to get away from our desks because we need to immerse ourselves in those environments where things are happening so quickly that you both want to become aware of them and you want to be able to take advantage of it. So we're going first to the Silicon Valley because it's not denying that it is one of the most established hotbeds of innovation, both for emergent companies that are kind of embodied by the Incatel initiative, but also a lot of our traditional partners, whether that's Amazon or some of the new guys, whether that's Uber or some of the people out there. So how do we get out there and be present so that we're living and breathing with them, not just in a serial process? I am absolutely confident that we will, because of the things that we're doing internally to change our architecture to allow innovation to happen more quickly internally, that combination of presence in the field coupled with changes here will work. But it's not just the Valley. We're going to go wherever innovation is. So whether it's Austin or Boston, or quite frankly St. Louis, where we have our West Campus, it is a huge, growing, vibrant community of innovators there. And so the Valley is an obvious first play.
Sure.
But it really is, how do we make ourselves present where the real magic is happening?
I love that. Now, what is Engage? I love the name of this. And how will this initiative improve your engagement with industry?
So if you think about the course of this interview, we've talked about technology, we've talked about processes, we've talked about great mission and the moment we have to do something great. None of that works without our people. And when I started, if you join the government, you could expect to have a 30-year career, and we worked on building experts. That's not this world. This is a world of expertise, and the expertise goes both ways. I want people to move in and out of the government, and I want industry partners to move in and out of industry. Engage is a way to use all our authorities to do two simple things. How do I get my folks the opportunity to go out, immerse themselves in an entirely different environment, industry, academia, non-governmental organizations, to really understand what's going on and to see their craft from a different perspective. And then how do I offer the opportunity for some of those same partners to come in and see what it's like to be on the inside? Because the truth is, the government is a different environment, and innovating within government is not so simple-minded as just saying, oh, we should bring that and do it. So Engage is a way to really imagine careers differently, to access the talent in a different way, and to provide an opportunity for my officers to build their craft in a much more modernly relevant way.
Yeah, great idea, exchange of ideas and expertise. So it's always great to get your insight and regarding all the things happening at NGA, so we appreciate your time.
Great, thanks, Lauren.
I've been speaking with Sue Gordon, NGA Deputy Director. More trajectory on location coming up.